Welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast, proud to be the world's #1 community for brilliant childcare leaders. Each episode will feature interviews with the brightest minds in the childcare industry to guide you into becoming a smarter business leader. Our hosts have opened 10 schools while raising 5 children. They are certified business coaches and are the top-selling childcare business book authors of all time. This episode is sponsored by Elif Childcare Insurance. Give Blake a call at 972-232-2258 to get a free quote on childcare business insurance today. Let's welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast our hosts, Brian and Carol Dupre.
Welcome to episode 40 of the Childcare Genius podcast.
We're your hosts, Brian and Carol Dupre. 40 episodes of season 2. We're so excited. Things are coming along really well. We hope you're enjoying the podcast. We have tens of thousands of downloads. We are growing really fast. We thank you as the listener for coming on and listening to our podcast each and every week. And we wanted to let you know that we have an exciting offer here. We got our latest book, Advanced Childcare Business Strategies, here, and it is free. 100%. I'm even going to pay for the shipping, which nobody does in the industry. Everybody wants to gouge you on the shipping. And we will autograph it for you, which, again, nobody else does. We want to make sure that we personalize this for you and we get this in your hands. This is for U.S. customers only. But we want to get a copy of our book. There's some really great strategies in here and techniques and advanced childcare business strategies, secrets to wealth, profitability, expansion, and wealth creation. And you can order that. And again, it's free and no cost for shipping. We'll get that in your hands and we'll ship that to you. You get it usually within a week. And childcaregenius.com/books. And you can order that. So we're excited about that. And today, our guest on the podcast is Mayosha Mendis of the Transformational Education Adventure Center in Virginia. We're going to get to know her a little bit, somebody I've been coaching for many months, and why her center is above and beyond her competition. She does some stuff in this school that is absolutely amazing, stuff that we've seen never before in any other school. That's why we wanted to put her on the podcast, so you could see something a little bit different and how to differentiate yourself from the competition.
Let's get Mayosha on the line.
Hi, Mayosha. Welcome to the Childcare Genius podcast. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, we're good. You good today, Carol?
I'm good.
We're excited to have you on board. As everybody knows, we're up in Maine and the weather's great. It's going to be in the 60s today. Spring is springing. The ice is almost out on our lake. It should be a couple more days. We'll actually see water. We haven't seen water in like 4 or 5 months on our lake. So we're excited about that. Where are you located, Mayosha?
I'm in McLean, Virginia, and we actually have similar weather with the cherry blossoms and things blooming, flowers blooming here.
You already have pollen, huh? Green and
yes. Thankfully, I'm not allergic, but yeah, I feel for the ones who are.
Maybe another month or two we'll have that. But I'll see my grass here in another month or two where we'll have actually green grass coming in. It'll be great. So you're in a DC suburb. And so tell our listeners how you got into the childcare business.
Several reasons, but the main reason, because of the person who painted that painting behind me, my daughter. So I'm actually an environmental scientist by profession, and I got into childcare because I wanted to give my daughter the best education. Having worked in several centers myself, I saw what was happening behind the scene, what was communicated, how things are done to the parents. And I couldn't see my child getting that kind of education. So I decided to start one in my own house. And within 6 months, I had 25 on the wait list. So I've been growing since then.
Wow, that's amazing. So what's the name of your school? And tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, so the full name is the Transformational Education Adventure Center, also known in short as the Tea Center. So that's the name of my school. We have little tea parties.
And you sent me a nice gift a couple months ago, and it was
For
a
your
nice
birthday.
tea set.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
amazing. That fits with your brand very nicely.
Yes. Why is your center different from other programs in your area?
Yes, we have a holistic approach. We are a fusion of many. We focus on building the leaders of tomorrow. So we are one of the first childcare centers that has incorporated leadership into our all the way from 16 months. We start training them to become leaders. We have our own leadership program. We also do daily yoga and mindfulness, which is really our bread and butter of our program. And once again, that starts all the way from 16 months. We are immersion school for languages, Mandarin, French, and Spanish. We also have an environmental leadership program. You won't be surprised, as an environmental scientist, I want to make sure that every child who goes out of the Tea Center is a passionate lover and who respects nature and the environment. So that's what makes us unique. We focus on the whole child. We have 50 to 20 on-site enrichment classes that we offer to the children, so they have an opportunity to test out their skills and learn new skills.
That is so unique. And right away, I just discovered that I couldn't be a teacher at your school because I can't do yoga. So I'm out. Sorry about that. You won't be getting an application from me. Not a big yoga guy. But that is so cool because today's
Yes.
kids are just, I think they're overweight because they don't get active, and you're teaching that kind of things. I love that they're stewards of the environment. So you're doing things, especially with leadership, because that's something that's just not taught today in any school, even public school, even college. You're not teaching leadership. So it's so nice to be able to do that, and not just bossing other kids around, but actually teaching how to lead and lead by example. So that's something different.
Right.
That's why we wanted to bring you on board podcast today, to show how you could have unique selling points, or we call them USPs, and be totally stand out from the crowd. And I'm sure your parents love it.
Yes, we are. We are a family. We call them our Tea Center family.
Oh, absolutely love that. So that's a definitely unique approach. And so when you first started out, what year did you open your school?
Yes, the 2013.
13. Okay, so you're around 10 years.
Right.
And when you first started, what are some of the common mistakes you made when you that first year or two?
Well, I consider mistakes to be more like learning experiences, and I don't like to look at it as a mistake, because as an entrepreneur, I don't think you can get far in life by considering anything as a mistake. To me, it's an opportunity to learn and be better. There's nothing I would change, to be honest, because we all have to go through the process.
Okay, so nothing you would change. And I always say that sometimes you win, sometimes you learn.
Lose.
You never lose and make those mistakes. But if you had, now I'm saying if you had to do it over, what advice would you give to somebody else who's starting in their first years, or something, piece of advice you can give them that maybe help them transition, or somebody who wants to like open a new school? Any advice that you can give?
Sure. I would tell them to really believe in what they're doing. I was really nervous switching my careers. This was something totally new to me, and it took me some time. I was doing 2 jobs and running an after-school program out of my home. So I started off as an after-school and then made it into a full-day school. So I think that working full-time was when my school really took off. When I was working part-time, it was growing, but not at the speed.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I like that. And you've been coaching with Brian for the last few months. Can you tell our listeners what one-on-one coaching has done for you and your business?
Amazing. Not because I'm just saying that to make you happy. If I were to look at the return on investment, I brought 12 months of coaching. I got my return on investment after my second coaching. I literally made my money back on my second call with Brian and Carol. You both coached me together at one point, and I was able to recuperate a lot more with your wonderful advice. So the rest of the 10 months we have, it's a bonus for me.
That's good. I'll have to charge you more next year now. So I'm kidding.
Oh
I'm
no.
kidding. I love working with you, Mayosha, because you're an implementer. I think that's that engineer in you, that scientist. You're just a go-getter. And I'll give you a task, but you are just you know what to do. You just sometimes need a little nudge. I think that's what his coaching is. Sometimes that little bit of a nudge. And you are an amazing rock star student. I absolutely love working with you, and I appreciate the good words. And coaching definitely isn't for everybody, but it's for people that want to get to their goals faster. And I think that's what you kind of want. You want to get there faster. So, where do you see yourself a year from now? What are some of your goals?
I think one of my goals will be to add my second school, and also to get the freedom. I am a lot involved with my school. It's my second baby. And I think my baby's becoming a teenager, and I need to step away and let the baby grow with the systems and process and in place. And that's what I'm going to be learning from you. Having run so many schools, you can't be involved so much.
Yeah, and
So,
that's one of the things that we're working on together is getting you out of the decision making day to day, because you are an amazing owner. You're one of the hardest working people I know, but you're really heavily involved in all those decisions, and you run everything your way, and you run a great ship, and the program is amazing, one of the best I've ever seen. The only problem is to build number two, you got to kind of let go of number one, which is one of the hardest things as an owner to do. That's why 95% of owners never open a second school, because it's their baby. Like they don't want to let it go. And that's what coaching is doing, is helping you to delegate, get systems in place, and allow you to be able to just kind of feel like you're, I mean, it's not letting go, but allowing the center to evolve, and trusting other people, which is a hard thing to do.
right, it is a
Trusting
hard
other
thing to
people
do.
with your baby, sort of like when your kids move to college, you got to trust that college dorm RA that they're not going to lead your kid down a bad path, right? And you just hope
Right.
that your director and whoever you put in charge makes the right decisions, and similar with your teenagers, and pray for the best. And you're in good hands, and we can't wait to see how your transformation, pun intended, transformation over the next year happens.
And as you let go of things and let your team take more of a leadership role, you'll realize that things will grow in ways that you never expected, because they'll take the leadership and they'll take more of an ownership of everything, and they'll come up with ideas that you didn't think of.
Yeah. Yeah, when you empower your people, sometimes the collectiveness of it, they'll come up with things that are better than you could do on your own. It's a hard thing to admit as a leader. Like, maybe
Right.
my team can do this better than I can do, and maybe that teenager of mine will be more successful than me, and that's what we want ultimately. You want to
Right.
be able to center evolve, and at the end of the day, if your team is stronger and your center is better, then why not let the decision making happen elsewhere? And you get a lot less stress. You're able to lay on a beach in Jamaica at a conference and enjoy the time and not worry about your school, because you have systems in place and you trust your people.
Right. I can't wait to get there soon.
We're going to get you there. So we want to thank you for coming on our podcast, sharing a little bit about what the T Center is all about. You have an amazing program. What's your website if somebody wants to see your program and what you do?
Yes, www.theteacenter.org.
Awesome. We will put that on our show notes, and people can see the amazing things you do. And I hope, as long as you're not in McLean, Virginia, then you could kind of copy some of the things she do. Just
Yeah,
I'll come get
sure.
you if you try to, one of her competitors tries to do some of this stuff, which I'm sure. But you know what? If somebody does that, you'll just find better ways to do things. And
We are always evolving.
you are an amazing program. You're one of the, again, one of the nicest people that I've ever worked with, and really enjoy working with you, Mayosha.
Thank you. It means a lot. I really enjoy working with both of you. I admire you both so much, as human beings and as leaders in our field.
Yeah, and we got to hang out together in Utah last year
Right.
at 8,500 feet of altitude.
Yes.
We were getting altitude sickness together and freezing up there. And hopefully we can get together and hang out at a convention somewhere and do that. We just enjoy spending time with you. So thanks again for coming on a podcast today.
Thank you for having me. I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. She is so sweet, isn't she?
I know. I just love her. I've been coaching her for 4 or 5 months now and absolutely love every minute I spend with her. And she's building an incredible program. And I can't wait for her to start getting more schools in there. Again, owning one center is the hardest job to do. Running 5 schools is much easier than running one. I've said it many times. A lot of people don't understand it. It does not make sense logically, but it is. When you're running one school, you're involved in every single decision of that school. You're usually director and you're overworked, you're tired, it's hard to take a vacation, you're involved in everything. You remember having one? That was the hardest working thing to do. When we had 7 schools running at the same time, it was a lot less work than running one. I could tell you that, because you have to delegate everything. When you have multiple schools, you can't make every decision. You have to rely on your team, and that's where that comes in. So we're expansion specialists here at Childcare Genius. If we could help you, just reach out, info@childcaregenius.com, and we could help you expand, get out of that overwhelm, live a better life, live in your unique genius, and not have to work so hard. And that's what multiple schools allows you to do. And in this book, Advanced Childcare Business Strategies, it gives you examples and strategies on how to build multiple schools and build that, we call it a dynasty. And thanks again, Mayosha. I just absolutely love it. I can't wait to visit her school next time we're down there in the Washington, D.C. area. So like me out, Mayosha, if you need help in your childcare business, if you'd like a free coaching call with me in any area of your business that you're struggling with, go ahead and reach out by going to our website at childcaregenius.com/coaching. There's a coaching tab rather, and just select I'd like a free coaching call, and you're guaranteed to come away with 2 or 3 items that you could take action on right away in the areas you might be struggling. So this was going to conclude episode 40 of the Childcare Genius podcast. Thank you for taking time out of your life to spend a little bit of time with us.
And just a reminder to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss a future episode of the Childcare Genius podcast. And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Childcare Genius podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a future episode. Don't forget to visit our website at childcaregenius.com to see a list of services we offer to help grow your childcare business. Until next time, thank you for being a part of the Childcare Genius community.